do not waste a minute and start purchasing properties. I've heard so many people, as you mentioned earlier, that people are just waiting on the sideline, waiting for the lottery ticket. Shadow buyers. Yeah, get out there, buy. Don't wait. Waiting's not gonna work. Buy a property and then wait.
The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us today. As always, I'd love to remind you to go to Stewart.com/radio. That's Stewart.com/radio. That's right, where you can see and hear all the shows, past shows up to 2+ years, simply by going to Stewart.com/radio. We have a tremendous show here, tremendous people as always. So let's get down to business as we welcome Stephanie Childress. Her company is called Rockin' 4Cs Properties. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Here you are. Let's tell people, let's say that name again of your company, but you say it because it's so cool.
Rockin' 4C Properties.
That's so awesome. Let's tell people about the name, first of all, because I bet they're curious.
So there's 4 of us in our family, and the last name is Childress. So we just incorporated the 2, and we also have a small ranch called Rockin' 4C Ranch.
Unbelievable. We love it. And on the ranch, let's tell people about the animals first. The important things first. Go ahead.
So we do have several dogs. We have horses. We have cows, and some of them are show cows, and we have chickens.
Show cows. Mm-hmm. That's a new one on me.
We have Red Brahman.
Well, let's tell people also your marketplace that you cover the most in the real estate world. Let's tell people the area of coverage.
The Bay Area. So Clear Lake, Friendswood, League City, Pearland.
So for those listening on the internet, the Bay Area is not San Francisco. We here in Houston, believe it or not, have a Bay Area. And again, that is, and let's tell people as far as the geographic, if we were to look at Houston, that's kind of what, south?
South Houston going towards Galveston.
So the Bay Area does say water, and you go further, there's Galveston.
Yes.
Well, let's tell people, Stephanie, about the marketplace in the Bay Area right now, real estate-wise.
So it is booming down there, and we're also getting several attractions that are bringing more people in. We have Margaritaville opening up in Clear Lake. We also have Great Wolf Lodge that's opening up right off of I-45, right there in League City. The biggest attraction there is there's also one in Dallas. So now people can have staycations and live right where they want to vacation.
And that's called Great Wolf Lodge?
Great Wolf Lodge.
I've not heard of that. That sounds like fun.
Yes, indoor. It's a big indoor water park.
So as you're serving the real buyers and sellers, at this moment, are you working with more buyers or sellers?
Currently, I have more sellers than I do buyers.
And as far as those sellers, what are the reasons they're selling right now?
Some are selling to move, some are downsizing, and then I have several that are just looking to move into something larger to accommodate their family.
Yeah, I'm curious. We always hear, especially lately in the last couple of years, how many people are moving to Houston, to Texas. Any of these sellers, by the way, leaving the state, just out of curiosity?
I do have one that was in the service, or not was in the service. He is currently in the service, and he is being restationed to Puerto Rico. So we just closed on their house 2 weeks ago.
Always interesting why and where people go and what, as far as what triggers a real estate transaction. In fact, as it's getting so much hotter, I don't know if I'm going to last the summer, quite frankly.
It is a little warm.
It is, indeed. So as far as you help the buyers and sellers, give people an idea of what your company does and some of your distinctions.
So we help them with getting preparations to sell the home. We can do things such as staging, if they need lawn care done or flower beds redone, things to make that home look more appealing, give it some curb appeal. professional photography as well as drone pictures if those are needed. One of my agents did just recently list one in League City at 1.5 million or 1.499 million. And we brought in a stager to stage the whole property as well as some drone pictures, lots of professional photography. There will be a broker open house here next week as well for that property.
Well, as we're thinking about the water, at least you're making me think of the water, the bay, and even as we mentioned Galveston here a minute ago, give people an idea. There's a lot of people, not just in Houston, but some are in Houston, and I'm sure they reach out to you where they say, hey, Stephanie, I want to live by the water. And let's take even, say, a condo. If someone said, Stephanie, I want a condo in the Bay Area, give us an idea. Is there inventory for such a thing? And about what's the price range?
There is inventory on the island as well as there is some on what we call Davis Road in League City. And that is all right there on the water on the bay side. And then I did just recently got a buyer under contract that closes on the 22nd of this month in Galveston. Nice little 2-bedroom condo. And right off of the seawall, and that was for under 200. He got under contract for 189.
Really?
And it all been updated and redone.
Well, that sounds pretty good. Now, let's say someone has $400,000 to spend, and they said, I don't necessarily want a condo, but I have $400,000 to spend. I want something with a water view in any of these areas, Clear Lake or the surrounding. What's going to happen then?
There is a possibility for that, of course. Most likely that's still going to be somewhere down on the island. There are some in the League City area that could be on the bay side, or they may just have water views because it may be a man-made lake or something like that.
And as far as, let's go back up to the more expensive properties, $1.5, $2 million. What kind of inventory is there in that range?
There is still a good amount of inventory. I wouldn't say there is much as 500 and below down there, but there's definitely that inventory available to those that want to live on at least, say, an acre and have access to the water.
And Stephanie, of all the things you could be doing, what is it about real estate? Because I also know that I've done research that you love animals and you help animals, especially dogs, right? But of all the things you could be doing, why did you choose real estate?
I still think it's about helping people. It's helping people get into a home that they love, something that they can feel like they grow with, as well as develop some equity in their home for financial things. I have several clients that are just looking to advance their real estate portfolio with rental homes. It's really just more about helping them. I mean, helping somebody understand the process of buying and selling and feeling like they walked away a little more educated.
And as far as, let's go from the bay to the ranch concept, because your life, you go between the Bay Area and also, as you mentioned, you have a ranch. Let's tell people if there's someone out there that says, forget the water, I want to go ranch style, and they wanted to reach out to you to have some sort of land with a ranch or even a home with just an acre or two, what can you provide there? And what area of the Houston market would that be?
So I can go all the way as far as to Dallas. I've sold there in Centerville, Texas as well, where there is a company that is developing. They go out and buy very large ranches and they break them off into much smaller ones. And they sell anywhere from an acre up to 25 acres for each ranch. For somebody who wants something that's still within a little bit of a HOA, they can get that, but not in terms of what they would think is a typical HOA within a suburb neighborhood. They can still have animals. They can hunt on that land. So those properties are out there, just most people don't know about them. I've had several clients that buy those as well.
And is there any demand? Are people coming to you saying, hey, I want a ranch, or I want to have space?
Yes. So when they see that I have closed another buyer with that, then I have several people that reach out and go, oh, so you know about that as well. And then we start looking for them also.
We're talking with Stephanie Childress. Her company is Rockin' 4Cs Properties.
Yes.
That's a great name, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Rockin'.
I mean, we tried to keep it all consistent between the ranch as well as the company.
Well, Stephanie, also from a marketing standpoint, as you help your buyers and sellers, what are some of the things you're doing? You mentioned staging and things like that. What are some of the other things that you do to help get a property sold as far as a listing goes?
So we do some marketing. We do some Facebook ads. We also have there is a magazine that sometimes, depending on the property, we will advertise in. I find that more people are looking online and not so much in print things anymore. So I have a large website. All of my listings go on the website, as well as throughout Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, a little bit of Snapchat, all of those things.
So you're using all of it. Is there one more effective than the other, do you think?
I think Facebook is probably still a little more effective, but I'm seeing TikTok grow quite a bit.
And before we close the segment, what else do you want people to know?
If you're looking to buy and sell, give me a call. I can help you from here all the way to Dallas.
All the way to Dallas. And, of course, we know dogs listen to this show all the time. In fact, your whole ranch is abuzz right now, I bet. Just guessing. They're rocking.
Yes, it is rocking, of course.
Of course. And let's tell people how to reach you, Stephanie Childress.
You can give me a call at 832-377-9713. Thank you.
One more time.
832-377-9713.
And thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's welcome Chuck Poteet. He is with PRG Realtors. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, Chuck, let's tell people, PRG Realtors, let's tell them about your company.
Bill, we go way back. I actually want to ask you a question. You get to ask all the questions. So I want to know how long you've been doing this program.
Okay, this is show 481. So if you take that divided by 52, it is exactly 9.25 years.
My goodness. Okay.
How about that?
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's, and multiply
a few interviews, yeah.
Yeah.
Met a lot of realtors.
Met a lot of people,
in
and
this
multiply
business.
that by 3 segments per show, average. Yeah. And I think that comes to 1456, and then an insurance segment every show. So I don't know. Something like that.
That's a lot of interviews with people here in the greater Houston area. And so I'm going to start off with saying thanks, Bill, for what you do for our industry.
Well, thank you, Chuck. And you have been, when we think about longevity and heritage, you have been in the real estate profession 38-ish years about?
Well, yeah, I'm almost getting to 4 decades, I like to say. It feels like longer, but anyway, it's been real estate's been great for me. I started off out in '84, out in Memorial. Hadn't been in real estate, but it's where God put me, and I've been blessed ever since. I've loved it, love what I do now with PRG. Gives me a chance to give back to our agents and help them with their business and grow their business. And so you asked about PRG. We wanted our name to say who we are. So PRG is Professional Realty Guides. And so when you look at the logo, it actually has a globe on it, and it actually has a red check mark. And so we wanted the globe to be there because we really wanted it to be about all success and growth, whether it's buyers, sellers, or agents. And then we also put a red check mark in there because we wanted that to be our commitment to our agents. And then we tell our agents we want that check mark to be there because that's their commitment to their clients. And so we wanted that to be to elevate and give the agents a name that they were working towards. And so anyway, that's the background on PRG.
And I was going to say it was Poteet Real Estate
I know
Group,
a lot of people think that,
I'm glad
but
you brought that forth.
This PRG is about the agents. We when agents join us, we tell them we operate like a restaurant. When they come in, from the time they hit the door till the time they sit down, till the time they get waited on, till the time they get their food, and we want them to get full service, and that's what we do. And so we want them. It's about their experience, because we say if we are adding value to our agents, then they're going to add value to the clients. So that's why we emphasize a lot of different things to help them to grow their business and build their business.
And let's give people an idea. How many agents are part of your group?
So we are currently about 110 agents and growing. And that's where Audra comes into play and with us as well. But we're very blessed and thankful for those agents. They've been out working really, really hard. We had this citywide open house this week, and so it was like I was really proud of all of them out there serving their clients that way. Currently, we have agents serving all the way from nearly Galveston to Willis to as far east as Dayton, as far out as nearly Sealy. We are members of 5 different associations: San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Waco, and our furthest is down in McAllen, Texas. And so a lot of these agents are just really proud of them. They're servicing those marketplaces.
That sounds fascinating. Also, that gives you the opportunity to know what's all around Houston, the different marketplaces. One might be more active than the other, and so forth.
Yeah.
Give us an idea, one word, about what's happening out one of the marketplaces outside of Houston that we could learn from. That's maybe really.
So Austin is probably the talk of the state because they had such a high growth in as far as where their properties accelerated to. And then they've had, when the rates hit what they did last year, they had a slowdown, and they've actually had they had a drop. I saw one index. It said at one point Austin was 36% over this index of where value was, but they're rebounding still. I think right now everybody's getting comfortable with the new rates, and so they're seeing more activity there. But as far as we're across the state, to me, real estate's always local, and so even here in Houston, we can have one part of Houston in any given year that could be doing extremely well, but then other parts that are suffering. But what I try to communicate with, or at least for me, data is important. I always kind of start at a national level and look down and drill down. So right now, nationwide, just for those that are realtors are listening out there, that right now we've got somewhere close to 1.6 million realtors from New York to Hawaii, and so that's a lot of realtors.
1.6 million.
1.6. That's from NAR data, and then there's about another million still working on their real estate license. So from the real estate schools. So we got there's just a lot of us. And now this past week, our inventory nationwide was right around 420,000 total homes for sale, all the way from New York to Hawaii, single-family homes. So we got about 4 realtors currently for every property. So to me, that's why when we talk about how are we helping our agents to be able to build and grow their business, it's real different coming into our industry right now. When I started, I think there was roughly 4,500 agents here in Houston when I started in '84, and now I was just at HAR, and I think there were 47,000 right now is the number of agents.
Amazing.
Yeah, so anyway, and we've got about, right now, current inventory just recently is around 21,000 total homes. So here in Houston, we're better than some of the other places across the nation, but we've got it's 2 to 1. So that means agents that are working out there, there's, we could literally sell the city out in just an afternoon if everybody went out and hustled.
And it seems like everybody's on their way here, Chuck. I mean,
yeah, and that's good. Yeah, absolutely. The stats, though, we're dealing with a lot of what I consider to be shadow buyers right now too. The inventory, there are people waiting now that we've bumped up to 7%, and we're actually, we keep going back and forth on that rate. That there are folks waiting for a change. They're waiting to see something.
What is a shadow buyer?
Okay, so there are shadow buyers. That's a good question, because shadow buyers are people that are on the sidelines that are just waiting. They're lurking, waiting for something to happen to either rates to drop or for prices to go down. They or the inventory
lottery ticket to
or
hit.
the inventory. I was looking at what inventory was compared to last year, and this was from the HAR. It just said that right now sales were down 20% from last year here in Houston. So, and our listing inventory is up. So if we got sales down, listing inventory up, that something's not adding up, because why aren't they buying those if the inventory is up? Well, it's probably because the interest rates, the sellers that can't really afford to sell right now, that can't afford to buy the next home they're going to get to, because they might be trading in that 3% mortgage to jump into that almost 7% mortgage, and so they haven't seen the right property that's out there. So that we got inventory that's up, but then prices right now, at least according to HAR for May, we're down about a point on the sales price from last year.
Well, also, you have someone from your team,
Yes.
Audra Betancourt. Let's say hi to Audra quickly. Audra, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi, Bill.
Let's tell people your role on the PRG Realtor team.
Well, I am basically the recruiter for PRG. So I go out, different events that like Stewart Title host and meet and talk to agents.
How's that going?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's going well. We've recruited quite. I mean, I've been here since January, but I absolutely love my job. I love people, and of course, real estate is all about relationships and meeting people. So I love it.
Mm-hmm. Let's tell people how they can reach you should they want to talk to you about some of these opportunities.
Yes, please do. My phone number is 713-482-1165, and I would be happy to speak with you more about PRG and the opportunities that we have.
And the number again is?
713-482-1165.
Well, that's awesome. Great to see. And Chuck, as we wind up the segment, what else do you want people to know?
Well, what I have seen, and I started to say earlier, compared to where I started, I see there's three things that I think agents today are really struggling with. A lot of it's out of their control. Number one is just the industry, just our economy. Who would have ever predicted COVID? Who would have the rates, the supply, demand, and that's a struggle for them. And then the industry itself, with all of these numbers that we're talking about, creates a challenge for them. Some of them get what they need, some of them don't. But many of them, they've got iBuyers competing when there's always people competing for their business right now, whether it's online. Or elsewhere, or they're getting beat up, not beat up, but they might not have a value proposition for their clients. And consumers are more aware today that our fees are negotiable, so they need to have a really good value proposition as to why they should be using their services. And then the industry itself, I mean, when it gets down to brokerages, we got some awesome brokers in this city and around the state, but it's agents got to find the right fit. And they've got to find the right fit for them, for their future. We like to say we're prestige as well as 100%, but we offer them as much as we possibly can to be able to serve them the way we do with the technology features we give them.
And Chuck, let's tell people how they can reach you at PRG Realtors.
The best way is just go to prgtexas.com. If they, I'm not sure if they're driving down the road, they're going to call, but it's 713-461-1230 is the office. So
sounds like you said 713-461-1230. You can give them a call. Chuck Poteet. Chuck, thanks for being with us, and thank you, Audra.
Thank you.
As we continue, let's talk to Shiva Sadig. She is with Kiani Realty, one of my close friends. Shiva, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, here you are. Kiani said you're doing tremendous work on the team. And, of course, Kevin Davidson, our BDO, brought you forth today. So let's tell people, first of all, Shiva, about Kiani Realty.
Kiani Realty is a wonderful brokerage to work with. She's been top producer in Houston 2 times. She's a great support. She's very knowledgeable, very motivating broker, and I'm really happy to be with Kiani.
She is a lot of fun and very knowledgeable, no doubt about that. So let's tell people, as you are on the team, you are Shiva. Let's tell people as far as the area you work, is there one geographic area you help buyers and sellers in, or?
Sure. I'm mostly specialized in Sugarland, Richmond, and Katy. However, sometimes business requires me to travel a little bit farther, and I don't mind. Of course, I never say to business, so wherever my help is needed, I'm going to be there.
And as far as the real estate profession, what is it about real estate that brought you in and you said, I want to be a real estate agent?
I'm a people person. I love helping others. And I really enjoy my job because I'm constantly with people, and that's my passion.
And of course, real estate is such an important investment and a decision for an individual or even a family.
Absolutely. And of course, there is a lot of knowledge and there is a lot of information available out there. People can Google stuff, but still it's important for a realtor to use knowledge, wisdom, and sometimes even psychology to help people maneuver through this process and make sure to save them money, save them hassle, and get the best deal for them. At the end of the day, when I see the smile on their face, that makes my all the hard work worthwhile of seeing that smile.
Indeed. In fact, you hit a real important thing, and I think that you talk about the psychology. I mean, each and every transaction is different. It may have some easy things that go along with it and or challenges, but the psychology and being able to work with people and connect, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. I have had clients that saw the first house and fell in love with it and purchased it. I have had clients who looked at 100 houses before they purchased. So every transaction is like people, like different people. It requires different work, and it requires more or less of work and showing and negotiating and all the stuff that we do. But real estate is the biggest financial transaction in everybody's life. And that is why it is so important for me to be on top of the market knowledge and on top of all the information that involves in real estate to be able to best serve my people, my clients.
And give us an idea, at this time, are you helping more buyers or sellers at this moment?
Well, for my case, it was a little bit different because most agents, when they start off, they start with buyers and then move to selling. But in my case, it was different. My very first transaction was a listing. But recently, like in last 1 year, I have been helping people buy more than sell. So, and either one, I even take rentals and renters, and whatever comes my way, I gratefully take it and help my people.
Let's talk about a little bit about the Sugar Land area, the Sugar Land Richmond market. Right now, let's say someone's interested and they said, they may be in another state, and they say, I've heard so much about the Sugar Land area. I'm going to call Shiva and find out about properties there. So if someone called you up and said, Shiva, I want to live in the Sugar Land area and I have $450,000 to spend. Let's say that's the number. Are they going to, what's the inventory like? Are they going to have some good choices or what?
Well, the inventory is still low, but for $450,000, you still can get, because there are new developments around Sugar Land, Richmond, and even part of Katy that is next to Sugar Land. So there still are good choices that they can pick because of those new development. But in central Sugar Land, no, that $450,000 cannot buy a decent house for a family. So the prices are higher, and that's basically because Sugar Land is in high demand because of the really good schools, and the neighborhoods are really clean and nice, and nice people actually live there. It's close to Houston enough for the commute, but yet it is suburb, and it's peaceful and really nice landscapes.
Sounds like I might need 650.
That more like it. That's more like it, yes.
For this area that you're describing, and you're calling it Central Sugar Land?
Exactly.
So 650 might be more attuned to that market. However, let's say I want to go further to Richmond. Mm-hmm. Now, that's a little further south, right, for
Correct.
Those listening outside of the area. So is it less expensive, say, in Richmond?
Sure. So Richmond is south and west of Sugarland, and so is Katy. And yes, there are less expensive houses. There are more new developments, so you will have more options to pick from.
And as you and the team at Kiani Realty get together, I guess every once in a while, or talk, collaborate on the phone even, give us an idea. Are there any trends that you're seeing or things that you're talking about to prepare for? Well, we're almost at the halfway point of the year pretty much. So as you think about the rest of the year, what are some of the things that you're thinking about and or projecting? What do you see going forward?
So I see that people are tired of paying rent, and they are learning that, okay, the interest rates might not be like last 2 years, but it's still a good time to buy, and you can refinance later. Take advantage of the prices, because once the interest rate comes down, then the prices are going to shoot through the roof. So a lot of people actually are learning, and we are teaching them that, guess what, when you're renting, you're paying 100% interest. So might as well just buy now and refinance when the interest rate is lower.
Might as well call Shiva, right?
Yes.
And before we close the segment, let's see if we get Kiani to say one quick word. We have about a minute, because she's right there taking pictures. Do you see that, Shiva? So, Kiani, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Get a little closer.
Sure.
Love the hairdo today.
I just came from Punta Cana.
Where's
Dominican Republic.
Wow.
And I have this island hair look.
I'm almost hearing island music as we're yeah.
Let's do that. I'm all down. Actually, I was dancing almost the whole last 5 days when I was there. They had such a energetic people over there, and they love music, so I'm all down. And their favorite music right now is na na na.
You're creating the groove. You've got the groove going, Kiani. So let's tell people. So here you are. You have a fantastic team. Shiva's doing great work. And how many people are on the team now?
We have Austin and Houston location, so together it's 28 agents total. And Shiva is doing an amazing job. So whoever is listening to me, if you're looking to purchase, sell, rent, whatever. And what I love about Shiva is that she doesn't work for money. I mean, of course, money is the byproduct of what she does, but she loves helping people. Let me smile for this picture. So, give her a call.
People, right?
Yeah, she loves helping people. Give her a call. Her phone number is 702-577-8131. Let me repeat it one more time. 702-577-8131. Or you can find her on Instagram. What is it, Shiva?
Home by Shiva.
Home by Shiva.
SHIVA. Well, Kiani, so nice to see you.
Oh,
we need to
thank
have
you.
you back, and we'll finish up here with Shiva Sadig. Well, see, we told everybody that Kiani is awesome, and there she was, made that a quick appearance.
There you go. She appeared.
Just like that, from whatever island, I forgot already, but she had the groove going, Shiva, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
she's a great leader.
She is a great leader, and y'all apparently are having fun and helping people all day long, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shiva Sadig, let's tell people how they can reach you.
My number is 702-577-8131. Yes, that's a Las Vegas number. I moved here from Las Vegas, and I kept my number.
Oh, wait a minute. We need to do another 40 minutes with you. Because I heard Las Vegas, I heard different things about, but just yesterday I heard Las Vegas is a very popular place.
Yes,
as far as housing goes.
Yes, it is. The houses are actually more expensive than here, which is not a surprise. But the economy is not as stable as here. So I still encourage people to move to Houston. Call me.
It's a dry heat out there, right? There's no humidity. All right. Well, thank you, Shiva, for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance, with a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers. Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance.
Hi, Bill.
Here we are again, John.
Always a pleasure.
Were you in the islands recently?
I was not. No, Galveston Island.
Okay, that counts.
So, yes, I was in the island recently. I was Galveston Island, yes.
Well, here we are. Once again, insurance. People await every week. They say, wonder what he's going to talk about next. And here you are.
Well, I'd like to share this week a little bit about, just as a reminder, of the different ways that Stewart Insurance can help our listeners with both their personal and their business insurance.
And certainly there's several ways. That's why it's going to be good to hear this.
So the first is really kind of the obvious way with your insurance. So from a business perspective, we can work with realtors and real estate brokers, property management firms, lenders, and independent title and attorney agents on their business insurance. So, their general liability. So if, coverage if somebody were to get injured at your facility or a home that you were representing at an open house, or if there was some damaged property, you would have some coverage there. Errors and omissions, which we've talked a lot about, that in a sense it's kind of malpractice insurance for business owners. So if somebody feels like that you haven't done your job as a professional and there's a suit, then there could be some defense costs coverage there with errors and omissions. If you're concerned about data breaches, or whether it's data that you have access to or data that you store, a cyber liability plan can be really helpful. And then, workers' compensation. So protection if your team or members of your team get hurt on the job, can provide some coverage there to support them. Commercial property, commercial auto, and then employment practices liability. So if a business owner, a broker, or a property management firm owner were to get a claim filed against them by an employee, that this coverage would help with some of those costs. So from a business perspective, those are some of the ways that we can help out.
Well, it seemed to me, and you would know better, we're at a point, I would think that all brokers must have some kind of cyber coverage because it is everywhere. We're hearing more about it every day, and it's been around for many years.
I wish that was the case.
We can call you. We're going to give the number later.
Yeah, yes, but no, it's not. And our industry is really fraught and open for that type of bad actor because of the transactions that we have from a financial perspective, because of all the personal data that we have access to. It makes us all very vulnerable. So we don't have as many realtors and brokers having cyber coverage as I would like to see.
Well, not only that, as we think about all the things going on in technology, we've heard now more than ever about artificial intelligence, AI, and there's no telling what that can do to up the risks, if anything. Who knows?
Well, absolutely. It's the bad actors are getting smarter and smarter, and it's getting harder to disseminate when it's a legit conversation and when it's not. And just having that coverage in the background to be able to know that if a mistake is made, you've got a chance to at least offset some of that exposure, if not all of it, through proper coverage. Because it could shut a business down if you were found that you were responsible for sending or directing $100,000, $200,000 to a fraudulent account. What would that do to a small firm? It could end it.
Now, when we think about artificial intelligence, I don't know if you've seen the movie back in the 70s. I think the first time we saw artificial intelligence in the film was 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave. That would jeopardize the mission. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave. That would jeopardize the mission. That's where the machines and the technology turned on the humans.
Yes. And
Could happen.
Yeah, so we still got humans that are bad actors, but having the cyber coverage would help. And then for families and individuals, we can help with your insurance. So, your home insurance, your auto, flood, wind, investment property, vacation property, renters, watercraft, all your personal property and insurance needs, we can help with that as well. So that's really kind of the first way that we can support our clients.
And here today, as we've had 3 top realtor broker leaders on the show, it made me think about leadership. And as I think about Stewart Insurance, I think about the fine leadership that Tom Carpentier, your president, has year in, year out. He's on the forefront of visionary, helping the associates at Stewart Insurance and helping thus the customers in a tremendous way, staying ahead of the curve.
Well, he does. And Tom is a proponent of continuing education, proponent of being the best you can be as an individual, as well as being strong as a team member. And that's one of the reasons that that Tom came on board early on to be a partner with Stewart Title on the Real Estate Matters radio show, is a way to help companies grow and build. Both the personal development of having to think about what's my point of difference in the marketplace and being able to succinctly talk about that when you're on the air, but also then being able to use that segment as a marketing tool. I mean, we, as you said, with Chuck and Shiva and Stephanie today, I mean, they're top-notch real estate professionals, and they're going to take advantage of this opportunity to be on Real Estate Matters, and they're going to use it as a tool to help grow their business. And, there's the second opportunity is that advantage of whether it be through a BDO or through you or through me, we can talk about the opportunity of potentially being a guest on Real Estate Matters as a way to help grow your business. And so that's kind of the second way.
Exactly. And also, we know Tom, historically, as this is show number 481, Tom is a regular listener. And one of the things he said early on that I encourage those that already haven't clued into this, whether you're a listener driving around in your car, whether you're in the real estate profession, realtor, mortgage, whatever it is, one of the things that we do, and those that listen, we learn about our customers. We learn about the realtors that are on the show. We have a different insight into them. And, of course, those that are not in the real estate profession that just like real estate and maybe they're buying and selling a home every 7 years, they're driving around, they, too, get an insight by listening to the show of the people behind the workings of the real estate world right here in Houston, Texas.
And I think it's just, even if you just enjoy business or you're a business professional, there's always a nugget that I come away with. There's always something that I learn each week that I can put into my personal life or my professional life to help me be better, to help my clients better. So I always learn something with every show.
And you never know who's listening.
You never know who.
You just don't know.
No, That's
what's exciting.
It is. And the third way that we can help is through continuing education. So we are licensed, Stewart Insurance is licensed to provide continuing education credits for realtors and real estate brokers throughout the state of Texas. So we can do those, live through a Zoom meeting or in person. And we've got a class on real estate liability that talks about reducing your risk. It's a 3-hour class, and we go through 7 situations that real estate professionals face on a daily basis. And so we can acknowledge what those risks are, 8 ways that you can minimize that exposure, and then some ways to offset it through insurance. So that's the real estate liability, reduce your risk, protect your license. The second one is a 2-hour class for property insurance essentials for real estate professionals. And many times insurance companies will look at residential real estate property 6 different ways. So they'll kind of divide the different residential properties up 6 ways. So everything from your primary residence, so your home, to a vacant piece of property. So we look at all 6 and potentially what types of coverage would make sense for those 6, so that when a real estate professional is working with a client, they can provide some guidance about, if you're going to be renting, you might want to talk to an insurance advisor about, or if the home is going to be vacant for longer than a certain period of time, your home insurance coverage may not be there anymore. So think about looking into some different types of coverage. So those types of things we cover in that class. And then the last one, which is also a 2-hour class, is the two sides of water. And insurance companies look at water damage two ways: from a flood, so outside rising water, and then water damage from the inside. And there are 4 specific types of water damage that insurance companies will recognize. So we look at flood and flood insurance, what it does and doesn't cover, and then we'll look at a home insurance plan with the 4 types of water damage and what may or may not be covered with those as well. So that's the 2-hour class with the two sides of water.
Sounds awesome, John. Let's tell people, and I know you're all over Facebook. I don't know how you have time to be here with us today. As I see Facebook every now and then, you are doing these classes all week long, sometimes 2 in one day, I'm figuring.
Well, I've been really fortunate this year. We have a great partnership with Stewart Title, and working with folks like Juliana and Kevin and Susan on their classes. So I'm teaching at Stewart Title offices all the time. We're teaching through HAR this year. So those are all online Zoom classes, live classes, and you can go to har.com/education and find either the class name or my name and sign up for that as well.
And people can reach you by calling
866-798-2827, 866-798-2827.
Again, the Aggie hotline is
866-798-2827.
Thank you so much, John Bramlett.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Let's visit with our BDOs very quickly. First, Susan, here she is, Susan Bottoms. Susan, let's tell people your office is...
Hi, I'm Susan Bottoms with Stewart Title, Clear Lake.
Clear Lake, huh?
Yes, Clear Lake.
That's the Bay
Webster,
Area.
yeah, the Bay Area.
So let's tell people, if someone wants to close at your office, and I know they do, what should they do?
They should call me or call the office. My number is 832-851-7935. The office is 281-488-6683.
Well, thank you for bringing Stephanie here, too, by the way.
Yes, love Steph.
And also, Juliana Bareford is here. Juliana, let's tell people, you brought Chuck here today and Audra, so let's tell people about your office real quick.
I am in Kirby Grove inside the Loop, and you can reach me at 832-296-7666.
And you're enjoying your new pool, I understand.
I am enjoying my new pool, yes.
That's nice, huh?
Yes.
Again, the number is?
832-296-7666.
So there you're helping people with the River Oaks, all the areas right there.
Right
Kirby
there.
Grove. Thank you so much, Juliana.
Thank
Kevin Davidson is also here, bringing forth Shiva and Kiani today, doing fine work. Kevin, unbelievable job as always. Let's tell people about your offices.
Thank you, sir. I represent the Sugarland and the Richmond office for Stewart Title.
How about that Shiva and Kiani?
Kiani was a surprise, and I'm glad she's here. Yeah, so very energetic, breath of fresh air, isn't she?
Absolutely, as always. So thank you, Kevin. Let's tell people your number if they want to reach out to you, and also you do classes too.
Yes, I am CE certified. I teach 9 CE classes. They're all marketing related, and my phone number is 832-654-0527.
One more time.
832-654-0527.
Kevin Davidson. And now,
Thanks, Bill.
Stephanie Childress is here, rocking 4C Properties. Stephanie, a final word before we close down, wind up, land this show.
If you're looking for anything in the South Bay area, Galveston, all the way to League City or a little further north and looking for some property, give me a call. My number is 832-377-9713.
Again, the number is?
832-377-9713.
Also, I see on Facebook that you like to help animals. We may have mentioned that before, but those people that want to help dogs, what should they do? Because there's a lot in the real estate profession, people love animals and they love dogs. What should someone do? Because you're helping foster and things like that.
There is lots of rescues out there. I'm mainly involved with one particular rescue, the American Belgian Malinois Rescue. If you have any of those dogs, or if you just have one you might think you need, you are always welcome to give me a call, and I'll see if I can help out any way I can.
That's awesome. Again, your number is?
832-377-9713.
Chuck Poteet is back. Mr. Poteet, as we wind things up,
yes, sir.
Final word. What else you want people to know?
Well, one of the things I wanted to say is that I want to just give a shout out to our staff and team and our agents that are with us. We recently, for 2023, were named in Real Trend's top 500 brokerages nationwide, and
congratulations.
That wouldn't have been done without the agents doing their part, our staff and team providing the service and training for them, and us having the abilities to give them the tools and technology that they need to be able to perform. So we're grateful for that, but the kudos go to our agents and also to our staff and team.
Almost 40 years of service.
Yes.
To say you've seen some changes would be an understatement, right?
I certainly have.
No doubt about it.
Very
Chuck,
grateful.
what's the phone number?
713-461-1230.
Thank you so much. Quick word. Audra, here you are. You were probably, while you were sitting on the sidelines waiting to come back, I bet you were thinking about recruitment. Just guessing.
That is correct.
See that?
Yes.
I'm a mind reader, too. So let's tell people final thought before we close down the show.
Well, if there's any agents out there who are not satisfied with where they are and paying too much at their brokerage and are wanting to keep 100%.
100%.
And, with all the tools and technology that we have, give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you.
All righty. The number?
My phone number is 713-482-1165.
Again?
That's 713-482-1165.
Thank you, Audra. And
you.
now, Shiva Sadig with Kiani Realty. Shiva, as we wind things up, let's tell people. What else you want them to know?
I want to tell people, if you want to buy, sell, or rent, especially for my Nevadan friends, if you are sick of desert and want to
too
move
dry out
somewhere that is humid and have really nice nature, you can go to the beach too. So call me at 702-577-8131. 702-577-8131.
Are there a lot of people moving from Nevada to Houston, or what are you seeing? Because you have friends in Las Vegas, right, in that area?
I do have a lot of friends in Las Vegas. I haven't come across very many, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get sick of desert, they'll move.
It's pretty dry there. Kiani, one last word, and then we're going to close the show. Kiani
Yes.
Komezi. Yes, so, Kiani,
sir.
As we close things down, final word from you.
Final word, I just want to make sure people do not waste a minute and start purchasing properties. I've heard so many people, as you mentioned earlier, he mentioned earlier, that people are just waiting on the sideline, waiting for the lottery ticket. Shadow buyers. Yeah, get out there, buy. Don't wait. It's not gonna work. Buy a property and then wait. That's the best way you can do.
There you go. That's the reverse shadow buyer. Come on.
Yeah.
Buy
Sunshine buyers.
All right, Kiani, thanks for being with us. Your number is
832-276-9935.
So we know that you're all going to have to review this show to get all these phone numbers and also see the exciting guests right here. Kiani has a super hairdo. So do I. Chuck is here looking great. Everybody's looking fantastic today. Simply go to Stewart.com/radio. That's Stewart.com/radio. And if you're one of our Las Vegas listeners, simply go to Stewart.com/radios. I am your host, Bill Knapik, on behalf of John Bramlett, Tom Carpentier, Larry Warren, all of us at Stewart Title and Stewart Insurance. Thanks for being with us. Check us out next week. And of course, go to Stewart.com/radio. Right, Kiani?
You got it. That's it.
See you next week.
See you next. No.
Not you, but we'll see everybody else.
Okay, yeah, sure.
If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.